we're set, we go. Hello and welcome to my Wild Knitting podcast. This is episode 10, I believe. Can you believe it? We're doing this. We're doing it. I have my ugly but super useful water bottle full of lemon balms, garden mint, and strawberry sliced. A nice little water cocktail. It's finally spring. Spring has sprung. It has been very crazy, the weather, very cold, very windy, rainy, but in the past 3 days has been perfect. I just came home from a probably 4 hours walk where I casted on a project. I'll show it to you later. We first start with finished objects. So I'll show you some finished objects, some whips, and also a little all of acquisitions if you're into that. And I'm gonna announce a very little giveaway. Mike is downstairs hammering, so I'm very sorry if you hear crazy sounds. It's Mike downstairs is preparing something secret for my birthday, apparently. So the giveaway, I'll announce it. I'll put timestamps on the video so you can skip parts that you're not interested in. So the giveaway, it was not really my intention to create this giveaway, but an amazing designer and podcaster, Pia Trans. She also has a podcast. Her podcast, I believe, is 50 Fabulous Strikk. She's Danish, but her podcast is in English. And she also has many patterns. She designed many patterns, and they are both Danish and English. And I knitted one of her patterns. You probably, if you've been here before, you probably have seen this. Oh my goodness! This sweater. This is the Brise top or sweater. This is a top because I've knitted it short sleeves, and it's probably one of my favorite fancy yoke designs. And she kindly gifted me and to the podcast We Grow Wild, my wild knitting podcast. She gifted me this pattern and another one, and I can give it to some lucky winners. So this time I'll draw many winners, probably 5 or 10 people, and you will receive the 2 patterns. This one, the Brise top, and the crossover top, I believe it's called, which is another beautiful sweater top pattern. Maybe I'll put a picture here. Beautiful design, and really very happy she gifted me and to the podcast these 2 patterns. It was so lovely and so kind of her to do that. So I decided to do a little giveaway because it's my birthday. My birthday is gonna be in 5 days, the 4th of May. So I want to, spread joy. And I know it's not something that I made. it's her beautiful own designs, but she gave it to me, and she allowed me to give them to others as well. So I want to, yeah. So that would be the giveaway, and the requirements of the giveaway is just that you comment on this down below in this video, and you subscribe to my channel if you want to, and you also check her channel, and if you like, you can subscribe to her channel as well, but no pressure, you don't have to subscribe if you don't feel like. But comment, otherwise I want to be able to draw your name. So little giveaway announcement. Let's start with what I'm wearing, shall we? This episode is gonna be pretty filled with things, patterns, projects, yarns and stuff. So buckle up, we're gonna go into this wild ride. Okay, so what I'm wearing today, let me just move the camera a little bit so you can see it. It's pretty cropped top, and this is the flutter butt shirt by Jessie Made Designs. She creates beautiful designs. I love her style, and I love the way she writes patterns. They're so clear, so well written, and super size inclusive, which is what we're here for. Very happy, very excited to try more of her patterns. And this was a pattern that I bought long ago, I mean relatively long ago, maybe 6 months ago, and I never got to knit it, but some days ago I decided to cast it on, and it was pretty quick knit, very enjoyable, very easy. The construction is super easy. I would say knitted bottom up, and then you divide for the armholes, and then you knit it flat a little bit, and then you join the sleeves and pick up stitches to knit this beautiful. Maybe I shouldn't talk so much about the construction because it's a pattern that people need to purchase, but it was nice and easy, and I honestly, today words don't like me, but I honestly love this pattern and this color especially. I used 2 yarns actually because I played yarn chicken. In this episode you will see me play yarn chicken at least 2 times more. Yeah, I just saw this beautiful yarn that I had in my stash. I had the 3 skeins of this main color of the sleeves and the body, and then the skeins had probably 50 grams each, and they were from the brand Creative Anchor Style, Creativa Fino, I believe they're called. And I'm also doing laundry, so there's lots of sounds. Anchor Style Creativa Fino, the color, unfortunately, I don't know because I threw away the label. But it's a beautiful color, very beautiful, rusty brick red. This is the same yarn, but another color, and I don't have the label. I thought I did. But it was a mercerized, can you pronounce it in that way? 100% cotton yarn, nothing super special, but the color. The color, I think both this one and this one, this color, love them. So, but I had only 3 skeins, and that was enough to knit the top, the sleeves, and yeah, the top. But the ruffle hem, I knitted it with another yarn that I had in my stash, which was this one. I had 2 skeins of this. One I used it for the ruffle hem, and this is the Filati Torre Rubino. It's probably, focus. It's probably an Italian brand made in Italy, and it's 100% mercerized cotton. Don't know, I'm not pronouncing this correctly probably. So the color is basically very similar. It's almost identical, but it's actually not. I don't know if you can see it, but this color is lighter than this. Probably you can see it if you get closer, but I don't mind. I think they're beautiful, and it's nice that I get to use the things that I have in my stash, even if they're not exactly the same. But the yarn weight, the yardage, the color were very similar, so I decided I was lucky enough to not need to go and buy another skein of these. By the way, this, the main color I used, I found it in a local yarn store. Yeah, so I'm the happiest. This top is just a joy for me, and it was so easy to knit, like, I don't know, very much of a joy. So I decided also to wear it, even if I finished it yesterday. I didn't even block it, so now blocked, but I decided to wear it. I wanted to show it, and very happy. The Flutter Butt shirt by Jessie Made Designs. Okay, that was a finished object. Then I have 4 more or 5 finished objects. So I think that this episode I have more finished objects than WIPs, maybe. So I have to be efficient. Now, this I'll show you soon. Another finished object, Jessie Made Design, again, Ripple bralette. It's one of my comfort knits. I modified it. The back is modified, the stitch count is different, but the construction is basically the same. And I used 2 different yarns together on the top part, and on the bottom part I used just one of them, and was the organic cotton is called. Organic cotton by the brand Laine du Nord, which is an Italian brand. I was organic cotton, simple fingering way yarn, and it's kind of, I don't know if you can see it, but it's a bit transparent, like a bit see-through. I don't think you can see it. So I decided to hold the same yarn together with a lyocell, kind of eucalyptus based fiber that I add in my stash, to kind of give a little bit more coverage on the top part of the bralette. So it has this nice, the fabric is thicker here than the bottom, but it's nice. Then it kind of gives a little bit more coverage, and very happy. I have a Ripple bralette in this color. I have 2 more in my wardrobe that I use, but they are towards the brownish colors, so I'm happy I have a lighter one. That was a kind of fairly quick knit, I'd say. Happy with it. Very simple garment. Another finished object. If you've been here before, you might have seen this because I made an entire video dedicated to this garment where I show the process of knitting it from start to end. And this is the Cloudberry Tee by Fiber Tales, an amazing designer. She tried to recreate the bubbles of the cloudberries, and that's so fun to knit. I think I loved this color work. I think it's super cute, super beautiful, super fun to knit. Very easy type of color work, so I would say beginner friendly. The construction is also interesting. I modified it a tiny bit. I knitted an I-cord in two different colors, front and back. The same colors I used for the color work details. Beautiful, beautiful pattern. I used a yarn that I got sent by Hobby, a Danish company. The yarn was called Rainbow Bamboo and Cotton yarn. So it was mainly bamboo yarn, but it has a little bit of cotton as well. It's so soft. I think it's perfect for making, baby clothes and baby blankets, and also, bras and tops like this. It's kind of peeling, which is fun, but I love it. I don't know if you can see how, I don't know. You can't see how soft it is, of course, but it's nice, and I like it that I made this I-cord that I can wear like with green in front or with this nice golden rust in front, whatever. Very happy with this garment. If you want to know more about it, you can check the video I made dedicated to this garment. And I know that not many of you are interested in seeing the process of a person knitting a garment from start to end, but I think that it's so fun. At least I like that. I like to watch people knitting a garment from start to end and like look at them in their daily lives. It's like a vlog, knitting vlog. But I know that is not everyone's cup of tea, and it's actually taking more time to edit and create compared to podcasts. Next, another finished object is this super cute lift top. So I knitted this garment once already in a cotton-based yarn, and I made again a video dedicated to that design, and I decided to knit another one in 100% linen because I never knitted in 100% linen before. I always knitted in like linen blends, and it was so interesting. So the fabric is super stiff now, and I think it will soften with time, but I don't mind that. I think it's nice to have different type of, fibers to work with, and to train our hands and our brain to explore different type of fibers. So I have a little bit of a situation. So I used the same yarn, 100% linen. It was a cone by the brand Campolmi Roberto Filati, an Italian brand. I believe they sell also abroad, so you can check their website. But you knit this top in 3 pieces. So you knit the 2 front pieces and then the back one. And by the time I finished the 2 front pieces, I finished the yarn. So fortunately, I had another linen cone, same weight, same yarn, but in white, not in this like natural grayish color. So I had it in white. So I decided to cast on the back with that same fiber and same yarn, but in white, of course. And since I already had the lift top in a white color, I decided to dye it. And I'm so happy with the result. So I don't know if these 2 colors are perfect together, but I like them. And then I can wear the top this way or this way and, you know, have fun. So I achieved this color with some experimenting. I used 2 avocados, only the peels and the stones of 2 avocados, and probably the peels of 2 onions, golden onions. And then I boiled everything for maybe 20 minutes or something, and then I let it cool down, and I placed the back panel in the pot and I let it stay there for probably overnight, and then the day after I just rinsed it with water, and that's it. Now, I don't know how it will behave once I wash it, but I don't know, I don't think I'll use, you know, heavy or super chemically made soaps. I think I'll use maybe a very mild soap, and if the color changes, I'll maybe dye it again, or I'll just, you know, accept the way things will be. But for now, I just think that is super pretty, super beautiful. It's this kind of like light peachy color, peachy pink. Very happy with this finished object. I'm gonna wear it so much, like the other lift top. Okay, so for now we had 4 finished objects, this one and these 3. I've been very productive, apparently. And then, here's interesting, I want to do a little introduction with these garments. These are socks. So I've casted on these socks in January or February 2022. And let me tell you, I haven't enjoyed knitting on them for the first part of their making. So I just let them rest on a project bag, inside the project bag, and I never, you know, went back knitting on them. I probably did a couple of rows once or twice, but I wasn't enjoying knitting socks at all. I'm not a sock knitter. Like, I haven't really enjoyed so much knitting socks. I think I knitted maybe in total in my life probably 5 or 4 pairs of socks, including these ones. So, new sock knitter. I'm kind of new. A year ago, I wasn't at all, I wouldn't have many WIPs. I would just focus on one project at a time. I didn't even consider that you can have more than one project on your needles. And that would kind of give me a lot of stress to think about having many projects to finish and to work on. But then I started to challenge that, because I want knitting to be an activity that gives me a lot of pleasure and joy. And I want to trust myself that if I don't want to knit on a project anymore, I'll just leave it rest. And then if I truly don't want to work with it anymore, I can frog it, you know. And that's what happened with these socks. I let them rest on the side, and then fortunately enough, I picked them again and I got my sock mojo, or I got excited on knitting new socks. So I finished them, and it was such a pleasure to finish them. They look a little bit weird. Sorry if I don't have a sock blocker. I don't own it. Don't own sock blockers. They look a little bit weird because this part on the heels, I held the yarn double because I wanted more fabric, a strong, to create a stronger fabric, so they won't get holes as easily as if I wouldn't have, held it double. So this part is a little bit more chunky, this part, but it's all right. I love them, even if they look a little bit, I have been wearing them so much because it has been very cold, cold, especially in this apartment, and I'm super happy I finished them. I used one skein of the same yarn, which is Drops Fable print, and this is the color 912. And I love realized that I love self-striping sock yarns. I think it gives so much excitement, and I love it so much. I enjoyed finish them so much that I decided to get some sock yarn and start knitting socks, because I don't own so many at all hand knitted socks. I have another pair that I knitted for myself, but they are short and they are knitted with a bulk, like a chunky yarn, so they're more like slippers rather than socks, so they're not super practical. So I bought more self-striping yarn. So I bought more self-striping yarn because I want to get into sock making again, and I already start a pair, but I'll show it to you in a moment. First, we finished with finished objects. So this one, I consider it a finished object, but I don't know if it is a finished object yet. So I finished knitting on this cardigan. Let me just show it to you like that. This is a very drapey, very kind of light cardigan, knitted with mohair, wool and lurex yarn, and a chunky needle, a thick needle. So I didn't weave in ends because I'm not sure. So I didn't knit any bottom band for this cardigan because I don't think I want buttons on it. Maybe what I was thinking to do is to add a little button here and create a little I-cord, so I can just, wrap it in this way. Or maybe I can just knit an I-cord strap and then wrap it around me. The sleeves, I went a little bit crazy. I added, I held this yarn together with another yarn that I had on my stash. So the yarns I used for this little project, for this cardigan, was mostly this one, which is wool and a little bit of mohair and lurex yarn. And then for the ends of the sleeves, I paired it together with this mohair and cotton yarn that I had half of a skein or something like that in my stash from another project. So yeah, I'm kind of happy. I like that it has this kind of big, different color on the sleeves. However, I don't know if I'll, add a button or just an I-cord strap. I don't know. I'm very excited because I am going to Dublin, to Ireland, to visit my sister very soon, like next week or something. And I need to have very lightweight garments to bring with me because I have just a little backpack. Maybe my backpack, very little, either this one or another one. So I don't have so much space to, fit very, heavy, chunky sweaters. So I'm happy that I have this cardigan and another project that I'll show you in a minute that I have behind me. And this one I actually cast it on. So we start with WIPs. We're done with finished objects. This was the last finished object. I don't know if it's finished though. We'll see. I consider it finished. Shall I keep it on? It's kind of a bit cold and I didn't weave in hands. So let's start with WIPs, shall we? Maybe I can show you this one as the last one because I just cast it on during my walk. So please don't get upset with me because this project doesn't have, the stitches are not on the needles, they're just like that. I really needed the needles, so I just took them out. But I'm gonna finish this. I actually cast it on probably some months ago and then just let it rest because I didn't have enough yarn. I was playing yarn chicken once again. So I love this little garment that I'm making. So I kind of got inspired by the ranunculus. Some of you might know that I love that pattern, but I didn't really follow the stitch count. I didn't really follow so much how the yoke is made, kind of a little bit of course, but not totally, because I wanted a little bit different garment. I wanted to be more form-fitted, and yeah, that's what it is. The yoke is pretty similar though. So I used a beautiful yarn. It's probably my favorite affordable plant-based yarn, and it's this one, Drops Bomull Lane, in the color 05. I love all of the colors in this collection, and I love it. I mean, I played yarn chicken. I didn't have enough skeins to finish this, but now I finally bought them, ends. Now I can show it to you. I bought 4 more because I want to probably knit it kind of either long sleeves or kind of 3/4 sleeves. Can you say that? We'll see. Very, very, very excited, very happy with this WIP. I been knitting on it a little bit, but then I needed the needles for another project I'm going to show you. So that was one WIP. Then I have another fun WIP. This is gonna probably take me forever to knit, but I'm here for it. I'm not in a rush. So I decided to cast on this beautiful, beautiful design because I really enjoyed color work when I've done this cloudberry tee. I wanted to knit something with color work in it. So I found in my library this pattern, and this is the Milkweed by Nito Sophie. I'll put it on the screen. This is the milkweed, and I think it's just so stunning. Don't know how well you can see it, but it has this beautiful kind of floral color work yoke, and then it's just stockinette, and it's originally a sweater, and I'm knitting a top like a t-shirt, but I think I'll knit also a sweater in the future. This is the beautiful design. Very, very beautiful in my opinion. Very beautiful. Very happy I started this project finally, and I'm knitting it with a cotton and a bamboo yarn. So I'm using I had a little bit less than 1 skein left from this project, and this is the Hobby Rainbow Bamboo yarn, which is this beautiful soft white bamboo and cotton yarn. And then as main color I'm using this, which is a very basic, I would say, yarn, and it's the Drops Loves You 7 unicolor, and this is the color 34. Basic, I would say, in terms of the fiber itself, but the color, I like it. And I think this combination, it's super cute. I have been knitting on it a little bit here and there, but it requires some concentration, focus. So I think it will take me some time resting in this bag I made. Okay, so another WIP. So we had 2 WIPs now that I showed you. Another WIP I showed you briefly earlier on, and it's this fun little self-striping sock, vanilla sock. Love this yarn. I think unfortunately it's a very affordable yarn, and while on one side the fact that it's affordable, it's a plus, on the other side I know that it's not the most, ethical and sustainable type of yarn, and I'm aware with that. There isn't any but, it's just I right now can't afford super, indie dyed or smaller business type of yarns. Does that make sense? I would love to invest on better companies, and I think I will. I'm going towards that direction, but at the moment I'm also trying yarns that are cheaper, and I don't want to be too harsh on myself and judge myself too much about my purchases. I've been judging myself. I've been pretty harsh and shaming myself a lot in the past, not only with buying yarns, but in general. And I think that's completely counterproductive. It's not effective to buying things from a ground of shame. I think that our actions should come from joy, from pleasure, from excitement, from enthusiasm, rather than from shame. And when I saw this yarn and another yarn that I bought, even if they're not 100% sustainable or ethical, I'm aware of that, but I wanted to try them, and I'm gonna try them, and then later on in the future I'll see if I'll find better alternatives. I hope this kind of conversation doesn't trigger, negative. I hope you don't feel judged if you're using this type of yarns as well. I hope you feel like happy with yourself, and it's okay if we don't buy always things that are perfectly ethical. It's okay that, and at the same time it's very important to ask ourselves questions and to research and to create less harm as possible. But I think it's important to build things and create out of, excitement, joy, pleasure, rather than out of shame. And I could talk about this for hours, but let's move on. So I started some socks, and I feel happy. So I got also 2 cotton and polyamide sock yarns. This is the Regia cotton color Tutti Frutti. I got it in this watermelon color and this papaya color, and I think they're very fun. I think I'm gonna knit actually a top, a ripple bralette probably with this one, and with this one I'm gonna knit socks. We'll see. Interesting yarn, I would say. Okay, last WIP, I believe. Yes, I don't have more. Yeah, I have another WIP, but I didn't work on it, so I'm not gonna show it to you. So I started this project this morning when I went on this 4 hours walk. I went to the post office by foot, and it's 4 hours walk from here by foot. But it was fun. There was a nice breeze, nice sunny day. So 4 hours walk, and I cast it on and knitted this much of this project. So I really wanted to create a lighter but still very warm garment, a little bit like this one, but even warmer. So in my stash, if you see my stash video that I made in the beginning of the year, I had this beautiful yarn. It smells so good. This is an alpaca and wool blend that I got from Yarn Home, which is, I think, a Lithuanian-based store on Etsy. Look how pretty this yarn is. Very pretty. So I have 2 skeins of this, 2.5 skeins of this I had in my stash. And so I decided to cast on a sweater because this is quite some yardage. And for this sweater I bought, and this is why also all of that, topic of buying ethical yarns and stuff, I bought this yarn, which I know is not ethical, it's not sustainable, but it's very affordable. I never tried mohair and silk, like silk mohair yarn, never. I tried a mohair before. This is a mohair kind of ish and wool based yarn, but I never tried mohair and silk, so I wanted to try it and I bought it. I don't know if I'll buy it again, probably not, we'll see. So I bought these two colors. This is the color 30, the yellow one, and this is the color 41. Okay, checking the time. And I decided to cast on this nice little sweater using this and this together. But I bought 3 skeins of this silk mohair in this kind of pinkish color because a friend asked me to make a headband for her in like a pinkish color with mohair. So I think half of one skein will be dedicated to the headband. But I bought 3 skeins of this, right? And I don't know if that would be enough. So I was thinking to make like stripes or do some little very subtle color work and use the yellow one for like some parts of the body maybe. So I'll, you know, play with this type of color combinations. But for now, I started it with these two. And this is the fabric that is being created. This is what I have left from my first half skein. Yeah, this is what I've been using. And I'm pretty happy because in these 4 hours I managed to knit quite a lot. I think I'll have probably 20 more rows or maybe 15 to go, and then I'll separate the sleeves from the body and start knitting the body. And I think this project will be what I'll be focusing on before I go to Dublin, because I want this to be finished so I can have a warmer garment to bring with me, a warmer but also kind of lightweight garment, which is very useful. Yeah, but I also want to ask you a question because I've read different things online. So I'm gonna take a flight, a plane to go to Dublin. I haven't been taking planes for 4 years now, I think. We've been always traveling by car, which is crazy. We crossed Europe all the time. But I never took a plane and brought knitting needles with me before, but I would love to do that now. But I've read that some companies don't allow at all knitting needles, especially if they're metal. But I was wondering, what about wooden, non-super sharp needles? Do you have any insights? Do you know anything about that? Please do let me know, because I love to bring a project to knit on the plane and in the airport and in Dublin in general. But I'm a bit afraid that I'll have to, trash them at the gate or whatever, because it's not allowed. So please, 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 if you have any insights, especially around Europe, if you take the plane around Europe, please let me know, please. I love to know. Yeah. So let me know down below if you can, no pressure. So I'm very pleased with this garment on how it's turning out. Very, very soft yarn, very nice. I am knitting, I'm kind of following a pattern, which is one of my to-go patterns when it comes to sweaters, and it's the Everyday Raglan. Everyday Raglan by Ship and Stitch. And I don't remember the designer name. It's a very simple pattern. It's probably one of the first ones that I made. Easy pattern, beautiful. I think it's very beautiful. It has this kind of raglan increases on the side of the sleeves. And yeah, I'm so pleased. Okay, so that was my last WIP. So I'll be a monogamous knitter and knit only on this one for the next probably week, because I really want to get this done and have it to go to Dublin with me. All right, I just want to quickly show you what else I got. So I got these two yarns, the sock yarns, and I got, yeah, another sock yarn, which is this Drops Fable in the kind of unicolor one. Is the same yarn as this one. I got also this crazy print. So in total I got for socks I'm talking, I got these 5 yarns. So I'll be able to knit many socks, many socks. And I got also 2 more type of yarns. I got a sweater kind of top quantity of each of these skein. And this is the Drops Muscat in this beautiful color. This color is the color 09. Look how pretty this color is. I just love it. I knitted 2 garments with this yarn before, not with this color, but with this yarn, and I actually really like it. It creates a very kind of elegant fabric, I think. So I got more yarns. And the other color I got was this beautiful golden shine color, and this is the color 85, so 0985. And I have already plans to create things with these yarns. So with this yarn I think I'll create a Anchor Summer Tea by Petite Knit. I know that I said that I'll knit a white Anchor Summer Tea, but I think I'll knit it with this yarn and this color. And I'll knit the crossover top by Pia Trans, the amazing designer who kindly gifted these 2 patterns that you, if you win the giveaway, will receive. And the crossover top is, I think, very cute and beautiful, and I'll knit it with this yarn, I think. So 56 and 30 seconds, 56 minutes. I've been rambling for a while now. I hope I showed you everything, kind of, everything I needed to show you. I want to thank you so much, especially those who bought the little, wooden creations that I made in the past days. I didn't expect that after 2 days everything was already sold out. I was just like, what? I love that. Thank you so much. They weren't many, but I made quite few, and you got them. I hope you will receive them soon. And I have actually a little bit of an update with the shipping. I finally feel good with posting things, because we figured out at the post office with an employee there who really helped me how to get the tracked shipping without paying. I don't know why in the first, like, when I sold the first batch of buttons and stuff, the tracking would cost double the shipping price. Maybe the lady at the post office didn't really know things and it kind of messed up. But I paid twice the price of the shipping to send them tracked. All of this makes sense. I mean, tracking would cost double, right? But now everything is figured out. Tracking costs probably like a couple of €1 or 50 cents more, and no worry, you will pay just the shipping price, and that would be good. And so you will receive the tracked number, the tracking number to track your package, so we know if they get lost or stuck, whatever. I'll give you the link of the national Italian postal system, and you will have to add the code of your package for tracking it, and then we will know where it is. And unfortunately, the website is in Italian, but I'll help you all the way if you need help. So just, message me or send me an email, stuff like that. So I'm very happy, and actually when I'll be back from Dublin, which will be in the middle of May, I'll start making a lot more buttons. Now the wood workshop is set to make more nice buttons. I know that some of you have been asking me. Yeah, I took a little bit of a break, and I've been making these stitch markers and these earrings that I'm wearing also now. They're cute. And I've been very excited to make more things. But I was feeling a little bit stressed with this postal system, like shipping, and just bringing my products that I'm handmade to the post office. And then who knows what, like, let's just hope for the best. Like, I think it wasn't really nice to, just hope for the best and not know where the packages were. And I know that many of you received them, but, it's always a bet. But now that we have the tracking number, good to go. So, thank you so very much, so very, very much for supporting me once again. I know you. I know that you've been supporting me, and thank you for your amazing comments under my latest videos and under all of my video actually. I just feel very grateful, and I don't know if I'll record anything in Dublin. I'll bring the camera with me. Maybe I'll do some little vlogging, whatever, or even film a podcast. But I will not bring my computer to edit, so maybe I'll put some raw things, footage, whatever. Yes, so happy we're making it again. If you want to participate this very tiny little giveaway, just comment anything down below. Please let me know about these knitting needles on the airplane or airport. I love to know so I can organize myself. And let me know what I should do with this crazy cardigan. If I should just leave it like it is or make things on it. It looks all right. Nothing super crazy. But yeah, so I'm gonna go and check on Mike what he's doing, and continue knitting on this beautiful project. Very exciting. This alpaca mohair, nice. And thank you so very much. Thank you so much, Pia, for your beautiful pattern gifts. I hope people will also like them, but I bet they will. And go and check her out. And thank you so much for joining me once again. I cherish your presence, and I'm very grateful for your comments and presence here. See you next time.